Everybody, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverdi. All right, so who doesn't love a royal romance?
Love.
Okay? Especially if it has a strong yet mysterious leading lady.
We are adventuring back to 1920s Paris and Moscow and Anastasia, and I love Broadway Balances America.
I do too. I also love Ralph.
We love him.
And Ralph is on the road at one of the nation's most stellar arts festivals. The folks behind the Wounded Warrior Project are here, and I gotta tell you, Julie, this is an amazing organization.
Can't wait for that.
All that and much more right here on The Balancing Act, which starts
right now.
Broadway Balances America, brought to you by Broadway Across America, bringing the best of Broadway to a city near you.
It's time now for Broadway Balances America, our series that takes you behind the scenes of some of the most beloved Broadway musicals as they appear across the country in your local theaters.
Today, Anastasia, a sweeping story that follows Anya, a brave young woman who sets out to find the story of her past. Along the way, she meets a series of colorful characters as she learns who she really is and who she could be.
Amber Milt takes us back in time to see how a street urchin makes a royal transformation.
Thanks, ladies. Inspired by those beloved films, Anastasia will transport you from the twilight of the Russian Empire to the glamour of Paris in the 1920s as one brave young woman sets out to learn about her past. It is a spectacular new musical about discovering who you are and defining who you're meant to be.
This sweeping new Broadway production has audiences believing in the power of home, love, and family, something that Broadway's Anya, Christy Altamar, is excited to share with Lila Coogan as she prepares to play Anya on tour.
As you wear this crown, which I've gotten to wear for the last year, never forget that this story means so much to so many people. I know that you're just going to be the light for them and the love for them and the excitement for them as they walk into the theater night after night and get to sit down and experience this show.
With stunning backdrops, dazzling costumes, and a soaring score, Anastasia brings to life the story of Anya, who may or may not be Russian royalty Anastasia.
Anya's not your typical princess, so tell us a little bit about her story.
Yeah, so she's rebellious. She comes from a place where women aren't supposed to be speaking up and they're kind of just supposed to follow along, and she does not do that. She's headstrong and she tells it like it is and says what she wants. It's an adventure about a young girl trying to find her place in the world and ultimately who she is.
Is this relatable to you, especially at this age?
It's super relatable, I think, to any young adult or young woman like trying to find their place. Especially to me, this is, you know, a big change in my life, so it's going to be cool finding my footing and figuring out like where I fit in.
The exquisitely designed costumes help transport audiences from the streets of St. Petersburg to Paris in the 1920s.
So the costumes in this are just jaw-dropping, and not only do they span different time periods, but also different continents. So how did you use the costumes to help tell that story?
So this is an amazing opportunity for a costume designer to flex their muscles. There's such a huge range of things. The tricks that we employ as costume designers are color palette, silhouette, cheating within the silhouette to make it appealing to the modern eye. An example of employing color palette is I use famous paintings. In the Paris ballet scene, I use Gustav Klimt's paintings. So now you have the sea of gold and brown, and from that you have Anastasia arriving, making a jaw-dropping appearance in her blue dress, so she will completely stand out in color and in silhouette within the world. The transformation for Anastasia, we go from a more covered, wintry silhouette that is a little more dowdy and homely into something very rich and very confident, and I think the pinnacle for me of that is when she arrives in Paris in her suit.
So when people come to see this show, your artwork, what do you want them to come away feeling?
I want them to feel empowered. I want them to come away with feeling like they can do anything, just like this powerful woman in the story.
The costumes are complemented by the beautiful background.
With the LED screens, which we embedded not only on the back wall, but in the side turntables, it really gives a vast variety of looks. This show couldn't have happened 2 years ago. The technology's finally caught up to where we can really manipulate it and integrate it.
While the animated movie had memorable melodies, composers Stephen Flaherty and Lynn Ahrens expanded the score with several new songs just for the stage.
In the musical score, in creating it and readapting it for the stage, there are certain characters, certain plot lines that we couldn't use in this particular version. It was just part of my fun that I wanted to take small sections of characters and songs that we had lost and repurpose them and weave them into the score proper.
It's about, you know, finding your home, falling in love, and discovering who your family is.
Making sure it all fits, we went behind the scenes to see how the pieces are put together as Lila received final adjustments at Eric Winterling's costume studio.
Some cheats are this belt that accentuate her tiny little waist, but meant to look like a big man's belt that she found somewhere.
As for that iconic blue gown,
we are making her dress suit her as best we can.
And I was just remarking that Eric's work looks incredible up close and on stage, and I think that's one of the great things about Eric's work is that they're clothes. They're not just costumes.
I'm excited about all the costumes. It's really hard to pick one that I don't love, absolutely. Costumes are one of my favorite things, and they really help me get into the character.
You know, I wanted fabric that moved, so there's an extra floaty layer here, and the crystal beads are something that was our invention here for Broadway.
I feel like a princess, which is amazing.
And what romance is complete without an equal match for this princess? Zach Adkins, Broadway's Dimitri, sat down with Lila to offer advice and discuss Anya's journey.
These parts that we play, Dimitri and Anya, are some of the hardest singing parts on Broadway right now, or on tour right now. They literally take up all of your energy every single night. She'll be traveling via plane or via bus to a new city, and it really takes away that much-needed relaxation time.
I think Dimitri teaches Anya to be a little bit more patient, because I think she just wants to go, 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 and sometimes it is important to evaluate.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting, like from the moment Dimitri and Anya meet on stage, they push each other's buttons in a way they probably have never experienced before. They're very quick to fight with each other, and that's very much the romantic part of the relationship too, is the fighting.
Yeah.
And so you get to see that. And they have these weird connections, but it all comes from a place of, I don't really like you, but I like you a lot.
Yeah.
And that's always like kind of the playfulness that goes on stage.
Fans of the show, known as Fanastasias, truly love the musical.
The show seems to strike a chord with a lot of young people who are on a journey to figure out who they are. Not necessarily specifically Anya's journey, but a journey into womanhood or manhood or adulthood as themselves, and they come and see our show and they're like, okay, I recognize these people who are just trying to figure out their own journey to find who they are. When we meet people, they're like, oh, this is just beyond what I could expect from a Broadway musical.
Now audiences across the country and soon around the world will be entering the theater and journeying to the past.
I want them to feel determined, and I think I want them to feel like they can do anything that they put their mind to.
Yeah, I think I would want the audience to take away that everybody's on their own journey, and there's no right way to take that journey, and it's gonna pull you in 1,000 different directions, but, you know, being true to yourself and remembering what made you who you are to start with is what's gonna get you to the end of that journey.
The North American tour of Anastasia is coming soon to a theater near you. Check out Broadway Across America, Broadway Balances America, or you can always go to our website, thebalancingact.com, for all the show information, tour dates, and more. For behind-the-scenes access to Anastasia, Andrew Lloyd Webber's School of Rock, Come From Away, Miss Saigon, Cats, go backstage with Broadway Balances America. Get an inside look at your favorite shows before they come to a city near you.
I'm at the Coconut Grove Art Festival. This is the meeting place of all things food and art in Miami. I haven't had a chance to check it out. Take a look. Today is a super special episode of Ralph on the Road because I am here right now with one of my longtime friends, guy who started it all, the OG of the OGs, Mr. Monty Trainer. Monty, I am so thrilled to have you on Ralph on the Road right now and to be here at your Coconut Grove Art Festival.
Thank you. Nice to have you.
Oh, thank you. Now tell me all about it. Tell me about this Coconut Grove Art Festival.
Well, Ralph, this is our 57th year.
57th?
Yes, and it's one of the largest and the best, as so judged by the Sunshine artists in the country. We're proud of the fact that we have the culinary year, which you're one of the ones that helped sponsor.
Yeah.
Friday night we had Emily Estefan as our entertainer. But big time, we got 380 strictly juried artists from all over the country. And then we have the culinary where we have about 12 chefs, and you're one of the stars, of course.
Well, thank you very much.
But that's it in a snapshot there.
Well, that's a pretty good snapshot. Well, I'm telling you what, I've walked around, I've had a great time. I'm a little hungry. I was thinking about making up me and you and whoever else we want to feed a couple of sandwiches. I got some field roast sausage. You hungry?
I'm starved.
I'm gonna hit the airstream. You'll come with me, yeah?
Yes.
Let's do it. Monty, I am so excited to have you right here in my trailer. We're here at the Coconut Grove Art Festival. I got field roast sausage on the grill. Are you hungry?
I'm starved.
Oh, it's amazing. I tell you what, right now, this is gonna be the best lunch you've had all day. How many lunches have you had today?
3.
You've had 3 lunches already? All right, I'm gonna get this party started right now, and we're gonna be doing some plant-based sausage today.
love
You ever
it.
have plant-based sausage?
Oh, yes.
Italian sausage and pepper sandwich is something that's ingrained in my body. I'm gonna start with a little bit of olive oil, right? I'm gonna cook these onions down. I got some white onions. They go into the pan, sweat them out a little bit. I consider myself a little bit what they call V-curious, right? I eat vegan a couple of 2 times, 3 times, 5 times a week. Sometimes I go 2-3 weeks with being all vegan. And I tell you, sometimes I don't miss the meat at all. I've got sweet red pepper and green pepper. You know what the great thing about these? Monty, they're stuffed with eggplant, sweet peppers, onions, garlic, and of course a little bit of red wine to round up that whole tutti Italiani sausage experience. Saute a little we go. Gonna add a little salt, a little fresh garlic, add a little bit of marinara sauce to this game. Oregano, little crushed red pepper. Look at this. Monty, how many vendors you got out here today? How many people you got at the art festival?
We probably had about 40, 45.
40,000 people.
Yeah, we do just a shade under 100 for the 3 days.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, now Monty, adding to this deliciousness that I'm doing, I'm also gonna do a plant-based cheese. I got chow cheese. It's got coconut oil and it's got fermented tofu. And then fermented tofu brings the funk, so it's good like cheese to round the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Kind of like an Emmentaler. You like an Emmentaler cheese?
Yes, absolutely.
I got these potato buns, they're my favorites. I'm gonna add my chow cheese to the game, slide them open. 1 piece of chow, 2 chow, 3 chow. Now, my field roast sausage makes an appearance right here. Look at this. Hot sausage melting that cheese. Looking good, baby. Look at this.
Looks good and smells good.
Wow. I'm telling you, man, once you go vegan, sometimes you never go back. You're not gonna miss the meat. Monty, the greatest thing about this field roast sausage is it's authentic, it's artisanal. They use the same methods, the same craftsmanship that you would make the regular Italian sausage, but this field roast sausage is plant-based. Some people eat to live. Over here, I'm living to eat. You want to get your paisan over here, Jesse?
Oh, yes. No, I'm going to get Jesse Jackson hit it out post to
Jesse Jackson's coming. What? Were you expecting
Awesome.
that?
Yes, thank you so much.
Monty, this one's for you.
All right.
Thanks for being here, Monty. I love it. Go for it.
That's really good.
That's delicious.
I like it.
This is good stuff.
I like it. It's delicious.
Come on, man.
Today, we honor veterans, those living and those who are no longer with us. We remember their sacrifices and thank them for our freedom. When many of these brave men and women return home, they can feel lost, emotionally unstable. Some have suffered physical challenges, and spiritually, many are broken. But a very special organization is helping these veterans heal and find peace. Joining me today from the Wounded Warrior Project are Tracy Farrell, Vice President of Engagement and Physical Health and Wellness, James Herrera, Physical Health and Wellness Director, and Mark Lally, a U.S. Army Wounded Warrior. Welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting.
First, I want to thank all of you for your service, because all of you have served. Tracy, I want to start with you. I was reading here, you served more than 22 years in the U.S. Army.
I did. I joined following the footsteps of my grandfathers and my father, and was able to serve for 22 years as military police, and then joined Wounded Warrior Project shortly after I transitioned.
And now you're giving back.
Yes.
I love the picture with you and your parents. James, you served for 4 years as well in the Army?
I did. My grandfather, father, and 2 uncles all served during different wartime conflicts, and I felt the call to service as well.
We hear so many grandfathers here, which leads me to Mark. Both of your grandfathers served in World War II?
Yes, ma'am. I have one in Europe and one in the Pacific.
Wow, and look at these great pictures. They inspired you, but I know 9/11 was a turning point for you. What happened?
Yes, ma'am. I remember sitting as a 15-year-old watching the footage on TV and seeing everything happening. And I knew this was my Pearl Harbor, so my time to step up and say, we needed to make sure this doesn't happen again.
So you stepped up, you joined, you wanted to serve, and years later, you, if I'm correct, were flying over Italy with your comrades. What happened?
Yes, ma'am. Flying over Italy, loving it. The mountains, everything was fun, and suffered a malfunction and lost control, and we lost 6 of my brothers in an accident.
You go to a Tampa veteran hospital and you meet a very special person. If I'm correct, it's an outreach coordinator for the Wounded Warrior Project. What did this person do for you?
He walked into my room and he promised me that Wounded Warrior Project would never leave me behind, me or my family behind. Talked to me about going on different adventures, whether it be fishing, hunting, camping, sports events, and talked to me about his family. I'm thinking, you know, if this guy can do all this with one leg, what's my excuse? Why can't I keep going forward?
Let's talk about the Wounded Warrior Project. It started back in 2003. It's helping millions of veterans. I mean, the impact is huge, Tracy.
It is. It is. For the past 16 years, Wounded Warrior Project has been transforming the way wounded veterans are engaged and empowered in their communities. And we do this through over a dozen free programs and services that focus on a family's financial wellness, as well as their physical health and mental health and wellness.
And James, you're in charge of the physical, I know there's many programs, but tell me about yours. It has a lot to do with physical, correct?
Absolutely. So our Soldier Ride, adaptive sports, and physical health and wellness programs empower warriors through training and skill building. It helps them reduce stress, combat depression, and just get better in their lives.
And they do so many of the sports, don't they?
There's just something amazing about sports. The competitiveness, the camaraderie helps warriors bond together, much like they did during their service time with their brothers and sisters.
How important is it, Mark, to know that you're part of something where you know people care about you? You went through these programs. How much did they help you?
They have helped me tremendously, from serving as part of a team in the military to playing as a team, playing sports, and playing with an organization that treats you like a member of the team. It does so much to empower you and so much to get you to stand on your own again, get you to help your community again, help your family again, help be a better person in general, just be there. So
that's fantastic. I mean, what you all are doing is great. Tracy, for anyone out there who would like information on how to help, and everyone should be helping our veterans, where can they go?
WoundedWarriorProject.org. It has the one-stop shop for all information you need.
WoundedWarriorProject.org. And I'm not going to leave yet without you telling me how fabulous it is to be a daddy. 2 baby girls, twins?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. So how has that changed your life?
It's definitely brought a lot more joy into my life. It's brought a lot more love, a lot more just purpose.
Ah, they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark, for your service.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.